5 o'clock in the morning. You know, I was a terrible kid. I don't know how my mom and dad lived with me. Really. Sometimes, you know, I was literally living on the other side of the street. Never coming home for a week, 2 weeks. And this was during school. High school. Don't go to Nathan Hale. Public school system. We need to pray. I would come home and I'm driving my car, and I was good at being bad. You know what I mean? When you're really, really good, you're what? Bad. That's a term from the 80s. And I would drive up, and I would come to my block, right? And I don't want to get caught from my parents. I'd turn off my engine. It's a stick shift. Turn off my engine, turn off my headlights, start coasting down my street. And I turn into my driveway. Got cheap gravel driveway. So you gotta be kind of soft when you turn that steering wheel. Come in, let the car still coast up all the way to the driveway. Hit the brakes. Pull up the parking brake. Take the keys out. Open the car door. Close it quietly, but close it so you don't make a lot of noise. Slowly walk up to the living porch. Have all your keys in hand with the house key in one. You gotta grab that doorknob hard. Slide it in there. Turn it. Lift the door. Swing it open, just a foot and a half so you can get in. Right. Come in, take the key out, grab the other handle, close it quietly. Then you start walking up the 6 steps. You gotta memorize how many steps you got. And you walk up. I'm good. I'm really bad. And I would look up just as I'm coming up to the living room. Look in. And there was always my mom. Praying. Dang it, I didn't come. What you doing? And she would always say, praying for you. That you would come home safe. Oh my God. Words that just tear your heart apart. Just take a stick and beat me. That's what I always say. Just hit me. Get it over with. I would feel better. Just walk into my room. Get in my bed, pull the sheets over my head. Please don't come in, Mom. Please don't come in. Of course she would come in. You want something to eat? No. That's like salt on an open wound, right? Do you want something to eat? Do you want me to make you something? No, Mom, just go away. And she would pray for me. God, that's what God does. When God says, your young man and your daughter shall prophesy, God is not talking about some perfect kid. God is not talking about some perfect person. He's talking about each and every one of us. That God can take whoever you are and do something with you. You know what I mean? And I want to challenge you guys today that as we're coming out of Easter, to believe in these words from the book of Acts, from the book of Joel, that when we come before God, that God can do something great with us. No matter who you are, no matter what you may be thinking of yourself, you are a child of God. You are a child of God. There's a story about a pastor who got up at the end of worship, and it's just been a long day, and he got up and he said, it's over, and he said, peace be with you. And a little kid from the back, smart Alex, said, it already is. You know, it's kind of funny. But if you think about it, it's true. It already is. It's about what God's done. Right? It already is. The peace is already here. The peace is already here in your life. The Spirit is already moving and working in your life. That's what it's about. There is a theologian by the name of Karl Barth who commented on a little phrase in the Apostles' Creed that says, I believe in the Holy Catholic Church. Some people have a problem with that term, Holy Catholic Church. A lot of Protestants, go, oh, why do they have to say Catholic? You get all defensive, right? But Catholic just means universal, all the churches, so don't worry about it, okay? You gotta understand what's going on. And other people have a problem with that little phrase because it says, I believe in the church. What is a church? Why do we have to believe in the church? We have God, and that's good enough for me. Right? But Karl Barth says, to believe in the Holy Catholic Church means that we believe that the Holy Spirit is working and moving amongst us right here. And I believe that, and that's why I think we've got to celebrate the church. We've got to celebrate what the Holy Spirit is doing right here in this place. We've got to celebrate what the Holy Spirit is doing through Michael. We've got to celebrate what the Holy Spirit is doing through the youth. Getting up here and leading worship. I know I never led worship when I was a kid. God is doing something great. We've got kids, little kids that came up and memorized the Lord's Prayer. I never did that. But God is working. Right? That's what's happening right here. I want to encourage you guys. Recognize what God is doing and celebrate it. We've got to celebrate it. Last week, a couple of kids, when the band was playing, came up here, and they were the rambunctious ones. It's okay. I love the rambunctious ones because I was one of them. Came up here and they were like playing like karaoke or like electric guitar, air guitar. They're like acting like they're playing the guitar, right? And I could see Jay starting to sweat as he's leading worship. No? Man, but they were awesome. Because they were teaching us what it means to worship. Not holding anything back, but just letting everything go. When's the last time you let everything go and just worship? Right? We make it so cerebral. It's all up here. What about our body? When's the last time you worship fully with your body? I want to see some adults do this when the band plays. Yeah, I'm good. Bring some of that bathroom singing in here. Right? It's good. We gotta sing. We gotta play. If you don't play an instrument, just do this. How awesome is that? Greg's playing the guitar. You can just act like you're playing the guitar. It's good. We gotta do it. We've got to bring what we experience on Easter and share it here, and we've got to take it out through those doors. When Jesus came to the disciples, they were hiding. And Jesus said, you bunch of losers, you left me when I thought I needed you. He didn't say that, he came and he said, peace. Peace. I don't know if people from the 70s got it from Jesus. They were all like, peace. But Jesus came to the disciples and he said, peace. Right? Oh. And I really think that that is what we are called to do. To bring peace wherever we may be. I will bet you there are several, at least 3 different places in your life that needs a little peace. We just don't like to think about it. Because we like to think that we're perfect. But I will bet there are at least 3 different areas in your life where you need some more peace. I want to encourage you. Just pray, Holy Spirit, let me stop covering it up. Let me just take it all off. Let me see where I need your peace. And let me invite you in. Coming out of Easter, there is a traditional greeting that Christians use. And it goes like, one person would approach another one and say, peace be with you. And kind of following the words of Jesus. And the response would be, and also with you. Right? I want to let you guys know, when you say peace be with you, it is a moment in which you choose to let the Holy Spirit work through you. The Spirit of God work through you and making the other person, blessing the other person, inviting the Holy Spirit into their life and saying, Holy Spirit, make that person's life whole, complete, If there's any broken relationships in that person's life, may there be healing there. Peace be with you. And when we respond, and also with you, is to say, I bless you also. May those same things be known. So at this time, I want to invite you guys. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And we're going to stand up. And we're going to turn around and see who's here. Be convicted that you are a person that God chooses to use. No matter how broken you are, to bless others. And we're going to say, peace be with you. And what's the response? And also with you. So let's stand up for one moment and just kind of share the peace with each other.